woman. I'm marking out, bro.
Wagwan fam, I'm King Ross, you're a dirty mark, and no, do not get used to these special intros with my special guests. That's it, a 1-2 punch and we're done. Back to the normal shit from tomorrow. Here are all the WTF moments from WWE RAW. And we kick off with Byron Saxton, who did a bit of a Freudian slip when he claimed that Roman Reigns stole Kevin Owens' idea of a steel chair erection. Kevin Owens gets a boner for a steel chair. Kevin Owens gets a boner for a steel chair. Kevin Owens gets a boner for a steel chair. Their cracks are starting to show in the relationship between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Normally they come out every week on WWE RAW and claim they are the joint WWE Universal Champion and the joint WWE United States Champion. Some say they call themselves the Universal States. Universal bollocks. However, this week when Kevin Owens was bigging himself up, he called himself the Universal Champion and then called Chris Jericho the United States Champion. They both had their separate titles. They weren't intertwining at the start of this week's Raw. That's a WTF moment. Oh yeah. Snitsky. Do 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 do. Looks like Snitsky. Fully suit WTF is that? He's turned up to this week's WWE RAW dressed as a bastard picnic blanket. He's come to this week's WWE RAW dressed as your mother's bastard curtains. He's turned up to this week's WWE RAW dressed as your bastard grandma's tablecloth. He looks like a tit. As we all know, at the Royal Rumble on Sunday, 52,020 dirty stinking marks got themselves into the Alamo Dome to watch the Royal Rumble. WWE claimed they jam-packed those 50,020 into the arena, but from what I can tell, there was bare space, fam. The space in the arena was peak. There was loads of it. You could have fit another 20,000 in there because, as Wikipedia tells me, the capacity for the Alamo Dome is 72,000. Royal Rumble 1997, that had just a smidgen over 60,000 in. Has the arena shrunk? Have they put it in the wash on a hot spin cycle thing? Washing domestic goddesses. Take this for a bit of a reference point. More people turned up to watch my beloved Newcastle United take on the drizzling shit that is fucking Rotherham United in the championship fixture a couple of weeks ago. Let me tell you how many there was. 52,208. That's more than the 52,020 that went to the rest of my bumble. Sorry, lads, if they do not call Tony Nese's knee finisher Tony Knees, I'm going to fucking kick the shit out of every last one of you. Even Matt Striker, for besmirching me on Twitter yesterday. There is nothing odd about this, Striker, you mark. What a complicated man you are, Matt. You slag me off on the Twitter, then you mark up when you see me in person. Some say you're a bit threatened when you come face to face, flesh to flesh, with this sick guy, cause I'll bite your f***ing nose off. It's Corey Graves o'clock, motherfuckers. Don't worry, we're not going to make that a permanent thing. Corey's too good for that. But Corey Graves claimed that Seth Rollins can't wait to get his hands on Triple H, his boss. Triple H is no longer Seth Rollins' boss. Triple H is the god of NXT, the creator of the British wrestling scene. He's no longer in charge of WWE RAW in kayfabe terms. Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon, that's who Seth answers to. In the real world, Vince McMahon is Seth Rollins' boss. Triple H is just a middleman who appears from time to time because he's f***ing God and the creator of British wrestling. Well, Sethy Poo, what will happen when you rock up to Triple H's house and Triple H's little three girls answer the bastard door? The menacing tone in your voice suggested to me, a f***ing hack who likes to read between the bastard lines, that you're going to kick the shit out of 3 infant children. Girls as well. tough man. Do you want to wipe out the McMahon line, Seth, so you can ascend like Triple H has done into a position of power when your in-ring career is winding down, just so Stephanie's 3 little babies don't take over when Stephanie dies? We're going to have a party when Stephanie McMahon dies. Ding dong, the witches. She did once tweet about Margaret Thatcher, so these chants are intertwined because us Brits over here, the majority anyway, do sing that about Margaret Thatcher. Last week, when Triple H's music cost Seth Rollins his place in the WWE Royal Rumble, Stephanie McMahon claimed that when Triple H's music played, which cost Seth Rollins his place in the WWE Royal Rumble, that it was the fault of the production team. Let's rewind ourselves a little bit, flip reverse, place and squad, and play the revelations that my journalistic sources told me in relation to that incident last week. Here is what really happened, straight from the wank pheasant's mouth. Sexy f***ing wank pheasant. When Sethy Poo got backstage, he and general manager Mick Foley were speculating. They claimed that somebody in production was to blame for playing Triple H's music at a very bad time for Sethy Poo. Well, they're right, because that's where Kevin Dunn lives. However, because he went out on Sunday evening and bashed several grams of toot, Kevin didn't get to finish the work he was supposed to. You see, WWE are currently creating a documentary about how Triple H discovered and then created British wrestling. He is the man responsible for everything British wrestling. He is the god of British wrestling and cruiserweights, etc, etc, etc tournaments. So because Kev went out on Sunday night, he had to do 2 jobs at once. He had to run Monday Night Raw on one side of his setup and had to do this documentary on the other side. He got all confused, and when Kev gets confused, all the central nervous system science, it sends down nervous tinglings into his teeth. His teeth then start to chatter. His teeth then start to shake. His teeth then start to tremble. His teeth then fell out and hit the button which played Triple H's Tron, which is going in at the start of this documentary about how Triple H created British wrestling. Therefore, Triple H's theme was played live on Raw when it wasn't supposed to be. That's what happened. That is real. As we all saw last week, Kevin Dunn was doing 2 jobs at once because he loves the toot. Right then, Puxatani Phil from the film Groundhog Day came home looking to suckle on his mother's teat. His mother, of course, is Kevin Dunn. However, sometimes when little baby beavers are suckling on the teat of their mothers, they bite, which causes the mother, obviously, because beaver teeth nipping down on your nipples is very fucking painful. It causes them to jump. So obviously, when Puxatani Phil's jaws cramped down like that, like a vice, Kevin jumped, dragged the thing on the documentary over to the live edit of Raw. That's how it was played. That is more meat on the bone. That, my French, is a huge scope. Seriously though, who the is Neville King? Maggle Cole had the gall, the gumption to claim that Neville King, who looks remarkably like Neville, has taken the King thing a bit too far. Now let me tell you, as a man from Newcastle, like Neville King is, like Neville is, they're brothers, aren't they? They're twins. Rambling. I can assure that the Geordie Neville hasn't taken this King thing too far, because what you're looking at right now is a Geordie that has taken the King thing too far. If Neville rocks up on WWE Raw wearing a black and white cape, for one, I'll be very f***ing jealous, and two, because they always make a mess of f***ing kings on WWE television, I'll push my fingers into my eyes! You return after a long while. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. 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 Vince McMahon likes... So the WWE physician cleared Sasha Banks to wrestle, but Bayley, who clearly is not a physician, she's just a dirty mark who's got lucky, isn't she? She is overly concerned for Sasha Banks' well-being and doesn't want her to wrestle. What does that say about WWE physicians that a superstar looks more concerned than the physician himself? Now, some of you out there will say the physician knows better than Bailey, because the physician, a word that I'm struggling to say because I'm a f***ing Geordie King, wax a sick guy, hey, wax a fag pheasant. But I'm here to say CM Punk. He got f***ed over by the physicians. He got f***ed over by the physicians back in the day. Of course, what I've just said there is incredibly liable in a case that is still ongoing. It's just a joke. I'm not a real king. If you take what I say seriously, get a f***ing grip of your life. WWE claim their physicians are the best in the world. Allegedly. They say it on their shows, so we have to believe them. It's allegedly, though. They're really good. And we're gonna get f***ing sued here at What Culture. It's alright, though, because we've got those clickbait duckets to catch me outside. How about that? There was a funny side at this week's WWE RAW related to the clip of that wannabe, and it's the return of an old favourite of yours, Sassy Ghetto Lady. I know I've done wrong. I know. Anyway, the sign read, cash me, instead of catch me, even though the way she says catch me, it sounds like cash me. Cash me outside, cash me outside. You wanna do that, whatever the f it says. Picture Ted DiBiase, cash instead of cash, lol, laugh. Ugh. So if Brock's appearance on Raw was a huge surprise, how the f did the production team know to have his pyro ready to go for his entrance? Somebody explain that to me, please. Now then, because I know WWE watch me, they will have seen my sick introduction with my best friend and potential lover, Broken Matt Hardy. So obviously he's transferred the power of those premonitions over to the marks from WWE that watch me just to check what they're doing wrong. Premonition, Brock, power you. Something I've heard on the grapevine though is that when I was in a different vessel, say 1,000 years ago, and Broken Matt was in his different vessel, we're f***ed. I'd just like to point out, when I was in that vessel 1,000 years ago, I was a lady. A lady with the Bojangles and the sassy ghetto-ness. Oh, we're off the air. Paul Heyman claims that Brock Lesnar is crestfallen, but when you look at Brock Lesnar, he just looks the same as he always does. He's f***ing pumped up and he's doing his little dance and he's... He doesn't know any other emotion, does he? Brock knows pumped. He knows shouty, scary man. He knows how to do the steroids. That's a reference from 15 years ago. Allegedly. Internet. Paul Heyman f***s up in a promo! The end is nigh, f***ing run away, the end is nigh. Paul claimed that Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar in 1:26 at the Royal Rumble, when we all know it took place at Survivor Series. Paul done f***ed up. Paul diddly done f***ed up. Not allegedly. So then, Brock Lesnar has challenged Goldberg to a match at WrestleMania 33 with the aim of this match to eradicate the memory of 1:26 in Survivor Series and that instantaneous elimination at the Royal Rumble. And this is a reference directly to the promo that Paul Heyman f***ed up from last night. Yeah, but if Brock does win that match, that means you'll look at the history of Bill versus Brock and you will see 2 victories for Bill and 1 victory for Brock. Meaning, of course, that Brock will still be behind Bill and we're gonna have another 17,000 matches. Well, not, but he'll still be down 2-1. Even though we don't want to forget that one at WrestleMania 20. It's the other one with the Chris Benoit you want to forget about, not the one with the Bill and the Brock. The finish to the Sasha Nia match, WTF. Who the f*** can explain this? The bellkeeper. He can't. Everyone is confused as f***. Maybe Sasha screwed Sasha. Maybe Vince screwed Sasha. Oh dear. Vince McMahon's wrinkly balls and Sasha Banks. But the bellman rang the bell before the referee even considered calling for it. Now then, those of you who watch WCPW will know that I am the greatest bell ringer in the history of WCPW bell ringers. I was taught to always wait for the referee's signal before ringing my bell. That's not some sort of innuendo. You wait for the ref to come and then you ring your bell. Unless, of course, Poxitani Phil came back for some more and got his teeth all up on the bell and started ringing it like that. Did we allow David Otunga to write Enzo Amore's promo from last night's WWE RAW? I think we did. Dave spent what felt like half a bastard hour discussing a vein on John Cena, how this vein turned him on but still kept him dead behind the bastard eyes. Fast forward to this week's WWE RAW and we had Enzo Amore saying that all the veins on the roided up Jinder Mahal, allegedly, makes him look like a road map. Veins were the centre of another monologue on WWE television. What the is going on? Who the cares about veins? Everybody's got them. Even JBL has one, and as we all know, several of these veins were throbbing hard on Saturday evening as he wanked over muscular women. JBL's throbbing veins. I told you Triple H was the creator of British wrestling. How many times did Stephanie and then himself call himself the creator during both their promos on this week's WWE RAW? Them WWE marks definitely watch me. Trip Bradshaw, that was targeting me just to get my juices going. This creator shtick, that was calling Neville, my fellow Geordie, a king. Me sideways. How's this not all aimed at me? Of course it is. The world centres around this wanky pheasant. Beautiful wanky pheasant. The moment where Triple H said that Seth Rollins was a massive failure, somehow Triple H managed to pronounce Roman Reigns Seth Rollins. Because Roman's the massive failure, not Seth. Blot into your wank socks, you little mark. Triple H has really sweaty shoulders. Triple H has really sweaty shoulders. Triple H has really sweaty small bar. Samoa Joe turned up on WWE RAW 24 hours before he should have turned up as the 30th entrant of the WWE Royal Rumble. As we all know, Vince and Triple H had a bloody conversation. The fans want a Samoan called Joe. Vince, oh, we have one of those. He's called Joe Anoa'i. He's otherwise known as Roman Reigns. That's what the fans want. The creator of British wrestling is like, oh no. But they've delivered on WWE RAW. They've teased us to the edge of blotting, left us for 24 hours with balls bluer than JBL's during NXT TakeOver San Antonio on Saturday night. Oh, JBL's blue balls. And then came back to us, presented Samoa Joe, and we've all got our designated blast socks and gone to town on them. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's it for WWE RAW. See you tomorrow for some SmackDown. Bye.